What's up everybody, this is the Patchalist and you're watching Check This. Today we are going to take a look at Day of Infamy, a game developed by New World Interactive. Before we jump into the real game though, I will show you some of the in-game settings. The settings consist of basic game settings, as well as key bindings, so you can rebind all of the available keys. The Controls tab has some separate sliders for mouse sensitivity, iron-sighted sensitivity or scope sensitivity, which is a pretty cool feature in my opinion. You can add a controller if you want. The video tab has basically every video setting that is relevant in my opinion. The field of view slider is there, so that is always good. The audio tab has master volume and music volume sliders, as well as a voice volume slider for in-game voice over IP. Aside from the settings, you have a workshop tab, which will lead you to the Steam workshop for the game. You can download and install some maps or mods for the game, so you could change up your experience a bit. You could also create your own mods and maps and upload them via this interface. Then there's the help tab, which will lead you to a website from New World Interactive that consists of beginner's guides or performance guides. If you have troubles with the game, check these out and they might help you. Additionally, there's a link to the Steam guides section, so the community made some guides about how to use the artillery or to how to become a pro gamer, why not? If you'd like to check those out, you can from within the game, which is a pretty good feature. So the game has 3 different game modes: multiplayer battles, cooperative combat and single player missions. Multiplayer battles are what you would expect, up to 32 players on different maps, different modes on dedicated servers, which I will show you in a second. The cooperative combat is with up to 8 players versus only AI opponents, which can be fun at times, depending on the game mode and the map, of course. The single player missions though are basically the multiplayer without any other players. Your teammates are AI controlled and the enemies as well, of course. And depending on the game, if you have to defend, the game is really hard and in my opinion from time to time unbeatable. But you could use this game mode in a sense to get a feel for the game, to check out some weapons without interrupting an ongoing multiplayer battle. So this is not a bad idea to check this out first. So let's jump into a multiplayer battle and I will show you some of the gameplay. Alright, as soon as you join into a game and have chosen your allegiance, you will be able to pick one of 7 classes. Every faction has an officer class, which can call in some artillery as long as a support class with a radio on its back is nearby. The rifleman, you can pick indefinitely of those, since they have a basic rifle and are some kind of basic class. The assault guy has an SMG, which is pretty strong in the game, because you have to remember, if you're hit once, you're very likely to die. So this is not like other games where you have an HP bar or some kind of that, where you can tank several bullets. One bullet will almost always kill you, unless it hits you in the leg or maybe the arms or something like that. So an SMG is always a pretty good choice. The engineer has a rifle with an attached grenade launcher. The support has again a machine gun and has the radio on its back. The machine gunner has an MG42 or MG34 in this case, since we are playing the Wehrmacht at the moment. And the sniper of course has sniper rifles with scopes. To show you some of the advanced class mechanics, I will choose a sniper right now and tell you more about it. You always have a weight bar, which will determine how much stamina you use when you run and how fast you can run. And you have a supply limit. The supply limit is, I think, always 10, as far as I know. And you can change up your class depending on the supply. a bit. Every class has different weapons available, and you could just change them out if you so desire. Right now we have removed every weapon and every explosive we got, and now we have a weight of 0 as well. I don't even know, maybe we could join the game like this and run pretty fast, but we could do nothing basically. So you can choose from some weapons on every class. Of course, not every class has access to every weapon that is available, so there's some limitation. But I think it's still a pretty nice feature in this case. So let's take the Carabiner 98K. As you can see, it costs 2 points, so now we spent 2 out of 10 supply. And now we can modify the weapon a little bit. We can add in a scope. As a sniper, probably a good idea. And the scope costs plus 3 supply points. Now we're at 5 out of 10. We could add a stripper clip for 1 additional point to increase our magazines. No, actually it's for faster reloading. We could add this. Actually, I don't know how I would add this. Okay. So we either can choose this or this. We can't choose both, since the scope is locking down the reloading shaft here. But never mind. This is a scope. As a sniper, we totally need a scope, so we will take this. So you can see the weight bar is rising a little bit, so you always have to keep that in mind. Let's choose a secondary weapon. Let's keep it low on points, so we use the PPK. The pistols don't have any modifications available, but I think that's okay so far. So we're on 7 out of 10 points. We can add, let's add a normal hand grenade and a smoke grenade. Oh, we can't choose both, so we have to choose one of those. Let's use the normal grenade. So that's it. You can basically customize your class a little bit and play on your own style, to a sense. Well, let's join up into the game and see what it's all about. Alright, here we are on the battlefield of Omaha Beach. At least I think this is Omaha Beach, but it's definitely the Normandy. And well, as you can see, the game, it doesn't look perfect, but it's a Source game. It doesn't look bad either in this case. And we're on the side of the Wehrmacht against the US Army. So you can see at the bottom right here, there are 3 points to be captured, A, B and C. And currently only A is active. So the enemies would now have to capture A and then advance to B and then to C. Under that you can see there are 9 waves on the red side and 30 waves on the green side. The green side is our side right now, so there's an option in the options menu to change the color of that, since it might be a little bit confusing to have the axis side be green in a game like this. I would have expected it to be red. So right now, as you can see, the A point is being captured and my teammates are running towards the point, and we will try to defend this point. So we have 29 waves, the enemy has 8 waves. That means if you're dead, you have to wait for an additional wave to spawn, which will obviously use one of those waves. When you... well, then I got shot. When you capture one of the points, you get some additional waves as bonus, I would say. It would be pretty hard to win the game with only 10 waves against 30 waves if you won't get some of those waves back. So the game is, as I've said before, pretty, let's call it realistic in a sense. It's unlike other games where you have an HP bar or a high regeneration or can tank many bullets, like in Call of Duty or something similar. If you're hit, you're probably going to die. And there are only some exceptions to this, when you're hit in the legs or when you just ricochet to some degree. then you might survive this, but you very likely won't survive this for long. So in this case, I've now changed my class from a sniper to an support gunner, and I have a machine gun. A machine gun in this game is pretty strong, I would say, since, like I said, one bullet can already kill you, and the sniper is for long range. So let's look at this. As you can see, those enemies just die instantly, basically. And this shows you that this game is pretty tactical in a sense. You have to check every corner, you have to move slowly, you can't just run into the enemy base and shoot everyone just because you're a good aimer and can aim into the head. One bullet to the chest and you're dead and everything is lost again. So we're defending this point right now. Actually, we're not defending this point right now. The enemy has captured the point and we have to move back towards the B point. So you can see the enemy team got some additional waves. Now they got 15 waves, while we have still 24 waves. There's a game timer in the game as well, so when the game stalls to some degree and no one's being able to move on, lose any waves or gain additional waves, and everyone is just holed up behind some hill or anything like that, and the timer runs out, obviously the defending faction wins the game. So right now we are checking the underground for some enemies, if they're incoming. And I'm actually... well... There I died. I just wanted to say I'm actually pretty surprised how long we are surviving right now, and then a flamethrower guy comes around the corner. So now we have to wait for an additional wave to spawn. As you can see at the top, there's a timer running out, and then the next wave will spawn. Everyone who dies while this wave spawning is going on will spawn with the next wave, as you could see right here. So B is being captured. The enemy is pushing forward, and we are not doing that great of a job right now. Everyone is pushing towards the objective, and we're hoping to stop them from capturing it. But I actually doubt that will happen. There's some artillery going on. I think our officer just called in some artillery, trying to fend them off a bit. And I have no idea where I'm getting shot at from, so it seems like a teammate shot me. Maybe it was an artillery shell who just hit me a bit. I have no idea. Since the game is as realistic as I've said, and you're basically dead after one shot, you always have to keep in mind that the teammates also die if you just shoot them. You always have to be aware of your surroundings and check for teammates so you don't accidentally kill some of them. And there I got sniped from a sniper. I have no idea where he was. So we have been pushed back to point C. As you can see, the enemy has 21 waves while we have now 20 waves. The game balances itself out over time in this case. And as long as the enemy or the US faction captures the first point, everything should be okay. So we're trying to defend the last bunker in this point and seeing where the enemy might come from. There are some smoke grenades going up, and there's a sniper of our side. There's a big wall of smoke grenades. Might have been a smoke. Okay, there's something exploding. I think my mate who lay there is dead right now. Let's throw a grenade. Okay, he's not dead. So he might actually die. And yes, I killed him with my grenade. That's always good. I thought he... God damn it. I thought he died from the explosion that was seen behind the smoke, but he did not. And I killed him. And then I died to the advancing enemy. So now we're waiting for the additional spawn wave and can watch our teammates. They hold up behind some bunker walls and are trying to defend the C point. I have the feeling that this is not going to end well for us. But let's try to focus a little bit on the game. So this guy has the left side. Another one is pushing on the left side, and we will take a look at the middle. So the C point is a little bit far away. Let's try to reach it, or at least get a little bit closer so we can interact if there are enemies actually on the spot and trying to capture it. There was a grenade, I guess. There was another grenade that exploded, so the enemy might be just right behind this hill, and I have to be pretty... Oh, I don't have to be pretty, but I have to be on alert, let's call it like that. So there's an underground area, and this is actually where the C point is, and the enemy is advancing through the underground. Let's see. There's some on the left. I think I got him. And then I died through a grenade, I guess. This means they are probably capturing C now if our mates down there all fell. But we dragged them down a bit, so they still have 16 waves and we have 15. If we can capture... sorry, I meant if we can hold C, this might be something we could win, but I'm not so sure about that. Okay, so now we can see around the C symbol. Oh, there was a flamethrower guy. Around the C symbol we can see they have basically captured it. And if we're dying now, the game is over. So they cannot capture the point as long as we have some of our people inside of the area. But as soon as all of them are wiped out, we're dead. Alright, so now this is the last stand. We have a radio bunker on some case, and we have 0 waves. We don't have anything to respawn on. If we're dead, we're dead. But they now have to destroy our radio bunker. There I died to a flamethrower, and this is the end for me. My team is out of reinforcement waves. Let's see if our mates can still hold this, but I doubt it. He's trying to get them from behind with the flamethrower. He actually got one. So there are still many of my teammates alive. Oh, now the flamethrower guy is dead. Let's switch to another one. There's one with an MG42. Hold up, and he's mowing down the enemy pretty good. There's a big smoke grenade. Oh, wow. Okay, and just 3 people died at once. This was pretty tough. Alright, he's laying there with his machine gun. I think this is the last guy, at least it looks like it, and as soon as he's dead, we have lost the game. This will only take a second now, and we lost the game. Okay, so we lost the game, but there are many other games to be played, many other battles to be won in the game, and well, this concludes basically my review at this game. If you like the game, if you want to check it out, the game goes for $19 in the US and 18 euros in Europe, or your equivalent depending on where you're from. So the game is still early access, so keep that in mind and expect the game not to be finished, but my own conclusion to it is that it's pretty polished so far and already a decent game. my opinion, it's totally worth the price tag right now, and if you like these kinds of shooters, you should definitely consider having a look at it. So far, thanks for watching my video. I am the Patchlist, and if you like this video, feel free to subscribe or leave a comment or feedback, and I'll see you in the next one.